Joshua here, local realtor. I wanted to give you a couple quick tips on getting your home ready to sell this springtime. Now, the first tip is understanding your local market, right? So, talk with a realtor about exactly what your market is doing, what the houses are selling for, what type of amenities they have or don't have, if it's completely upgraded, if there's new construction near you. Really talk to a realtor will give you a full deep dive analysis on everything that's going on real estate wise in your local neighborhood. And if you're not going to use a realtor, just go on Zillow and look at every comparable property that is sold near you, and you can start to develop and get a sense of exactly what the market is doing, and you could make your own assumptions about the best way to market your property. And the second thing here is to really declutter or depersonalize your house. So what do I mean? So, if you ever walk into your neighbor's house or a friend's house and you walk in there and they got uh, the yellow living room. It seems to work and flow, and then you go in the kitchen and it's like dark green kitchen, and then you go into the hallway. It's a nice white hallway, but then you go into the bedrooms. You got a pink bedroom, and then you got a light blue bedroom for the kids, and then you go into the master bedroom. The master bedroom is like this dark grayish color, and it's kind of like dark and just kind of like a darkish feel to the room. And there's just like so much colors going on, and you're just like, man, it feels kind of like a rainbow. Well, really depersonalizing that, really. And then as you go through the house too, you can notice all these unique items that people have collected over years. Now, granted, it's your house, right? It is your house, but if you're looking to sell it top dollar, try to get as much as your personal items as you can into the garage, or if you're already moving, pack them into a storage unit, get that out of there. It really helps with solidifying buyers to give you great offers on your property. Now, as far as the colors, just go ahead and, if you can, make them white or neutral color, like a light gray, white, different kinds of whites, whatever it is. This is going to do one thing, and this thing is crucial, is as buyers walk through your house, they're going to start to imagine, with the neutral colors, with not as much personal items in there, they're going to start to imagine all their stuff, everything that they want being put into each room, the living room, the kitchen, the bedrooms, the bathrooms, right? So if we could declutter and have neutral colors, people start to imagine, they get emotionally attached to the property. So whenever they decide to give you an offer, they're giving you the best offer up front. And then if multiple people do that, well, then it's just going to start building your price tag for your house, right? And that's what ultimately what we all want. And the next thing here is really decide what repairs to do to the property or updates, right? So one of the quickest ways is just go through your house and notice, okay, so some of my walls is a little discolored right here from moving furniture in and out over the years, right? Just going through and doing touch-up paints here and there. I'm going to touch on, just as I touched on with the previous slide here, is sometimes it's just better to neutralize the rooms, the house, right? The inside of the house, to make it really attract the buyers and get them emotionally attached. Remember what I just said about emotionally attaching the buyers so they give you the best offer, right? So you can do some touch-up paints, might be the best bet to just repaint it, but doing some touch-up paints is a quick way to get your home ready to sell. And then making sure that the appliances work in the best condition possible. Now, all buyers, whenever they're buying a home, they expect to have the appliances working, especially if it's a good looking home, right? If they're buying like an investment property or house that needs some work, of course they're not going to expect that appliances to work. They're going into it knowing that they're probably gonna have to replace a lot of things, right? If you have a nicer home and you're wanting this the most money possible, by having working appliances really solidifies the buyers even more, knowing that, hey, these appliances are going to work for the next 2, 3, 5 years, and that really puts them at ease, and it also makes them more willing to give you a higher purchase price. And as far as updates, the biggest areas that people hang out the most are the kitchen and the bathroom. Okay, just think about it, and the outside. Like if you're like me, I'm always outside. Being inside kind of, I don't know, I feel all cooped up. But anyway, the kitchen, right? If your house, and this goes with the first slide by knowing your market, if all the other houses have had updated kitchens and bathrooms, well, it may be a good idea, and you want what they sold for, it may be a good return on investment to really update those kitchens and bathrooms. Now, it may not be all the case for everybody, so it's always good to talk to a local realtor or do the deep dive yourself to figure out maybe if remodeling the kitchen and bathroom is the best bet to go. And another thing is really looking under the sink and seeing if there's any leaky faucets. There's nothing worse than having buyers come through, looking in the cabinets because they look everywhere, right? You've told before, they're looking at everything, and they open a cabinet and they see this massive water stain all down in there. They're immediately, and even the home inspector too, is going to flag that, and there could be potential issues down the road. So it's better to find those now than in the future. And the next one here is getting rid of odors, right? If you have pets, or maybe some old carpet, one of the best things to do is if you talk to realtors, if you choose to talk to a realtor, one of the first things I do is smell and look up and down, right? Because I'm looking to see, any potential issues that we have here in getting the home ready to sell. And so talking to a realtor, they'll be the first ones to point out, be like, hey, there's odor problem here. We need to, if I see there's a bunch of pets everywhere, like, hey, let's try to get the pets contained to a specific area, really steam clean and get the home ready to sell, and start to eliminate those odors and start plugging in some air fresheners or doing what we can to really have the property smell great whenever buyers come through. And we don't have to. We usually do that about 2 weeks before putting the house on the market. People coming through, but if you have pets, steam clean the carpets. If they go onto the furniture, steam clean the furniture, or better yet, moving that furniture in the garage, and then we could have a stager come in there, or potentially even just selling the house vacant with no furniture in there. It really depends on what the first slide too is, really come up with a plan and execute that plan. Now, if you don't have any pets and you have this odor, well, it may be time to replace the carpets, or even just replacing, getting rid of carpets altogether and putting hardwood floors throughout the house. That's another good way to also increase the value and eliminate the odor. And that's the quick tips here. If you're thinking of selling, feel free to reach out to me, Joshua Hicks, local realtor. Be happy to give you a deep dive analysis on what your house is worth